Okay. This one I felt was really an interesting topic.
Okay.
This talks about the guys on top.
Mm-hmm.
Reorient your leadership style. This man, Matt from Rogue Games, he was kind of an autocratic type leader.
Okay.
And when everything moved online, moved virtual, he had a hard time with it.
Oh, I bet. It's hard to be the dictatorial type of person if they're not in front of you.
So he had to adjust his leadership style. And, and that's true for any leadership style.
Correct.
There are just certain styles that work better with remote work than others.
Well, there's also certain styles that work better in certain situations as well. An autocratic style is very important if you're in a crunch situation and you need to get something done, where basically the person in charge says, I need this done by this certain point. But an autocratic style isn't going to work in other situations. If you need to actually collab with people, you don't need to be the dictator. You need to be a part of the team, a participant, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Also, what he mentions right here is he would send out a Slack message and he wouldn't get a response right away, and he would be like, the hell's going on? Well, that's because online collaboration relies a little bit more on people being in front of their computer.
Right.
And if a person is working on a task really hard, they may not see your Slack message for a while because they're working on the task really hard. It doesn't mean they're slacking off. It could just be that they're hyper-focused on their job.
Well, here's something else to consider.
Okay.
About immediacy of response. When you talk about people, various people on the team working from different time zones.
Oh, yes.
And some people, halfway across the world, you're not going to get an immediate response.
No, you're not.
So learn some patience.
Patience is a virtue. It really is. One of the things that I've learned is that you need to, especially people in the US, so I'm looking at you US developers, don't look at your time zone as being the time zone.
Yep.
The rest of the world functions off of a positive or negative to Greenwich Mean Time.
Yep.
And that's how most countries and most people in those countries view time. How does it relate to GMT? The US is very, I don't want to say it's unique, but the US is very arrogant in its, our time zones are the real time zones. And that's not the case.
Be especially mindful of the time difference between yourself and whoever you're trying to reach.
So much so. Because it might be the next day for them.
It might be the next day. It might be late at night or early in the morning for them. You need to be very aware. So if you're going to communicate with somebody in Singapore or in Johannesburg, you need to be very aware of what time it is over there and plan your day accordingly.
Let me give you a quick minor example that is not as big as Singapore or Johannesburg. Back when I used to do a lot of consulting work for a single company, they had people in Hawaii, and I was in Houston.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. Setting up a call to work with that person in Hawaii was not easy. So I can only imagine what it's like for people halfway across the globe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that's the thing. JD is laughing in UK.
No. He has every right to. He's actually closer to GMT than we are.
Yep.
But, that's why you want to change your leadership style. Okay?
Yeah.
Alter your leadership style to fit what's currently happening with your team, your collab tools, and the distance between you and other team members. Let's summarize. Don't lead people remotely the way you would lead them in person.
There you go. That is a good summary right there. One sentence, boom.
Boom.
And that's just perfect for Moogle Rampage to hop out.
There you go.
Moogle, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for being here. Lots of appreciation. All right, moving on.
Did you really, BG?
What?
BG forgot about time zones once and called a friend at 7 a.m. their time.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy.
So yeah, time zones are a thing.
Yeah.
So let's go back to our article here. Our next little subtopic, they're talking about offices still have a place. Well, of course, we're on a kind of a hybrid model now.
Yep.
So you work from home sometimes, you come into the office sometimes. And having an office is really good to have people come together for a particular reason. Maybe it's a meeting, or maybe it's just a brainstorming session, or maybe it's even just to socialize for a little while.
Demoing your game.
Yeah.
Have everyone together in the same room so that one person can play through your alpha or whatnot, and everyone can make live commentary, criticisms, take notes, etc. all at the same time. That's a lot harder to do virtually.
It is. Yes, it's doable, but it's not as effective as doing it out where all 10 of you are in the same little room.
Especially if it's something like a virtual reality game. If you're part of a studio that's doing VR, you may not be able to see how the player is physically having to do things in order to play the game if you're just watching their screen and their POV. It's a lot easier to have a monitor showing what they see, but you're also watching the person in real life moving around with the controllers and the AMD and HMD and stuff.
And the concept of the office has actually changed too. You no longer have to go out and find a building and lease it, or even a part of a building.
Oh yeah.
What a lot of folks are doing now, what I'm seeing is these workspaces where an overall management company has an entire floor, maybe an entire building, and you lease a room and a conference room there.
I believe you're talking about places like, what's the one big one down here, Regis?
Regis, WeWork, just those type of office setups.
Yeah.
And it's just good to have something like that where you can just go in, or any of your team can go in,
right,
do something, and then leave.
Right.
You're not paying the large overhead, property taxes, anything like that. You're not paying all that.
Makes sense.
You just pay for the space. That's it.
And they're handling things like mail collection and electricity bills and stuff like that.
All of that,
And you just pay that one lump sum for their services.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's very...
And that's not a new concept, guys, by the way. That's been around for a while. I've worked for people both as a contractor, as an employee, who do that exact same thing. But just understand, guys, my experience, I've been working from home since what, 2010?
Yeah.
2010, it's been a while. I've been working from home for a very long time. So anyway, so this is good. Offices have their place. Meeting in person cannot be beat for certain things.
So yeah, I was just talking about flexibility of the office.
Of the office. Okay.
Ah, yes. Consider doing something radical. Ooh, like the 4-day work week.
I think that is
Why in the world is that still considered radical?
I think that is absolutely one of the best things in the world.
It is the best thing in the world, and it's been around for at least a decade.
Your productivity increases through the roof if you're working 4 10-hour days and then 3 days off.
Yeah. I've got to tell you, I've worked it all different ways, and the 4-day work week, for me, has been absolutely productive. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean, flex time is also a really good thing. It is great to have bosses who say it's more important that you get the tasks done than it is that you're in the office at this time and stay until that time.
Right. Because they want producers, not butt warmers.
Right. And unfortunately, a lot of companies still want the butt warmers, and they're going to get left behind. They're going to lose productivity. They're going to lose revenue.
And they're going to lose people. Because
the more and more other companies embrace this model of either a 4-day week or flex time or goal-oriented time or whatnot, the more that their productivity is going to go up, and they're going to make more money. You're always going to have your jerks saying, well, you're just lucky to have a job. And you're going to have the people saying, I'm just lucky to have a job. That's never going to go away. But times are changing. Roll with it or die.
Yeah. KV says 4-day work weeks are beautiful, and I absolutely agree. I love them.
Yeah.
And Black Rose works a 3-day with 14 hours a day and 4 off.
Wow.
That's a good schedule too.
That's amazing, Black Rose. You have a very good schedule.
Yeah. Yeah.
You tend to do more with less, says Burke. It's a principle that applies to everything, including game development.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
It seems like it's counterintuitive that if you're not having people in the office more, that they're producing less. But what a lot of these big companies that are very traditional aren't realizing is that human fatigue is a thing.
Yeah.
And if you can, whatever you can do to alleviate human fatigue increases productivity. Because it's not that your workers are lazy and want to get paid for doing nothing. That is very rarely the case. Most people want to do the job they've been assigned to do, especially if it's an industry that they love, like game development.
Yeah.
You just need to provide them a way so that they're as fresh as possible, as often as possible, so that they can produce the best result for your game. Not really that hard.
Yeah, and KV, that is a problem that we're still running into, is these old hardline bosses, these old hardline companies that, as soon as you're salaried, then you just work all the time and you don't get compensated.
Let me give this quick
That's just crazy.
I'm going to give a quick side story. It's going to take less than a minute.
Okay.
Years and years ago, when I worked in the IT industry, I worked for a mortgage company back in NOLA. And on occasion, we'd have to go in on the weekend to do things like phone and server upgrades because you had to do it when no one was there. Without fail, every single weekend, this one guy would be there, regardless of when we showed up, whether it be 10 in the morning or 6 in the evening. And he was always, quote unquote, playing catch up. Found out before I left the company, this guy was working close to 7 days a week, constantly.
Oh my God.
Because he was overworked.
Wow.
And the company was just like, yeah, we're paying him a lot of money, so it's to be expected. No, it's not how you treat people.
No, it's not.
I'm sure he burnt out, or worse.
Wow.
So yeah, treat your employees good, not like they're treat them like they're people, not commodity.
Yeah.
Speaking of treating things properly, security first.
Security.
Yeah. And I mean, that's super important when you're working in any environment, but if you're working remotely, data, information security is super important.
Kingdom, I have no idea why companies still do that.
Oh, geez, I don't know.
It is the height of foolishness.
It is inhuman, it is foolish, it is disgusting. There's no reason to treat people like that.
Yeah.
But here we are. Now, on the topic of security, get used to transmitting things encrypted. Learn encryption.
Please.
And if you don't want to learn like the ins and outs of encryption and you don't want to hire an InfoSec specialist, find a website that allows for the encrypted transmission of data. Not that hard to find. They're not that expensive. I mean, you can go with something like Mega NZ, I think, is one of them. But you can also go with other ones. What is it? Box.com. What was one of the ones that we used to use? I forgot the name of it, but it basically had everything encrypted, whether it be at rest or in the cloud, in transit. Damn it, I don't remember.
We use Signal.
Okay, you use Signal.
Signal is a good one.
Okay, there we go. But yes, use all the tools that have security. Do not put your secret sensitive documents on Dropbox. Do not.
Dropbox is not for sensitive data.
Especially personal Dropbox.
Good Lord.
That cool thing that allows you to send files of your cats to your aunt. Don't put your game design documents on it, guys.
Thank you.
Doesn't work like
that.
So yeah, security. You got to be security minded. If you don't want to hire a security specialist, a day's worth of research on the internet will give you all the tools you need.
That's all the tools you need.
Then just open up your wallet, pay for the things that will allow you to send and receive encrypted data.
Money well spent.
Yes. Because it only takes once for your entire life's work to be taken from you.
Yeah. By the way, Burke, that's something I'm going to talk about in tomorrow's AMA, is that billionaire. So, yeah, keep hold of that. We're going to talk about that tomorrow.
And I do like what Burke says, USBs are not for sensitive data.
Thank you.
That you can leave in medieval times. However, if you can encrypt it with something like BitLocker, then you can put your data on a USB. But if you don't know what BitLocker is or how to make it work, you shouldn't be using USBs.
Please don't.
All right, identify the benefits of work from home and the downsides.
Well, it just, the person in charge of your company needs to know this. You need to do your research.
Yeah.
What are the benefits of your people working from home? What are the downsides of your people working from home?
Yeah, it's good. You want people to work from home because they can be more productive.
Yeah.
It also costs you a lot less money. Electricity is expensive.
The overhead that you save from not having to maintain an office and all the amenities that go with it is money you can spend on the assets.
Dude,
for your company.
What I want to be able to tell all those CEOs who have those penthouse suites where their office is, where they can stand there in front of the glass looking out over the entire city with their hands on their hips as if they're Lex fucking Luthor, is this. The money that you save on not using that building can buy you another yacht. Shut the F up.
This is a true story. My boss was a big proponent of everybody coming to the office.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic.
Okay.
Post-pandemic, he's like, no, everybody stay home. I've been saving a lot of money doing this. In fact, he's downsizing again.
Downsizing his office space, not his people.
Yeah, downsizing his office space.
Yeah.
You know, we're at one of those Regis WeWork places, right? So he's gonna go down to basically three little office rooms.
Now, granted, the idea of not going fully remote made sense at one point because it used to be not really cost effective. Like here. Working Unreal on your laptop, not very effective.
Oh God!
You know, uploading a new level on a local network, or on this slow ass thing right here.
Yeah.
But times have changed.
They have.
Computers are faster and more affordable, and you can get a powerful workhorse game dev rig for a lot less than you used to. You can get a good internet connection depending on where you live for not a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, we're running on a fiber connection, and we're not paying a whole lot for that muffler.
No, we're not.
So, yeah, it's more affordable now than ever before. And then learn to read the Zoom room. Oh my God, I forgot that.
Oh my God, I wish more people would do that.
Oh, that's funny as hell.
Yeah, okay. So, I get it. It's far easier to walk into a physical conference room and observe all the people there.
Yeah.
And know what to say, how to say it, who to say it to.
Right.
As opposed to logging into a Zoom room and you have no freaking clue.
Yeah.
But it is doable.
It is doable.
You pay attention. You pay attention to what they're saying, how they're saying it, and who's doing most of the talking.
Vocal inflection.
Yeah.
Active listening skills are something that is sorely missed. Most people don't have it. Use that. Active listening skills.
Yeah.
If you don't know what active listening is, it's the opposite of what I do when I ramble.
It's just basically, here it is in a nutshell. Shut your mouth, open your ears.
And instead of forming what you're going to say next, which a lot of people do, listen to what they say in its entirety, then form your response.
The big thing I hate in communicating with people is folks who just jump in and interrupt.
Yeah. And
they finish the thought for you as if they understand what you're saying. And even if they're right and not wrong, it's very, very annoying.
It is.
There's a girl at work, one of the receptionists, and I hate talking to her because she jumps in, interrupts, and tries to finish my thought for me. And I know that she thinks she's, being empathic and shit, but she's annoying as crap.
Quick side comment, this is not the same as spouses and people in very close, intimate relationships finishing each other's sentences. But it could be. It all depends on whether or not you're attempting to finish that person's thought or if you're actually just simpatico with them.
Yeah.
But for the most part, especially when you're in a business situation, don't try to finish someone else's sentence.
Don't finish each other's sandwiches. That's right, Burke. Yes, he went there. I was thinking the same thing.
That's what I was going to say. All right. Yeah. I think we have more. Oh my God, how much more of these do we have? Okay, one
That's
more.
the last one.
Remote collaboration needs administrators. We've already been over that part.
We've already been over that, so
God
it's
damn
kind of
it.
interesting that they pulled that out, and it's like they're beating a dead horse here.
Winnie, Winnie, Winnie. This is not going in the VOD. Fucking this shit. Although this guy does have a righteous beard.
Oh man, I love his hairstyle.
This guy's got it going on.
He is cool.
Listen, there you go. That is the dude right there. That is the dude. This is the motto. This is the model for tonight's stream. This
No,
dude right
I
here.
think he's awesome.
He's cool.
Yeah.
He's also got a Dragon Ball Z thing in the background, so he's pretty cool. He's a weeb. He's totally one of us.